For me, my father is the whole reason I make music. You know what I'm saying? He was in a group that started the hip hop movement in Dallas in the 80s. Nemesis. They actually invented that bass sound that like Miami and them get credit for. You know what I'm saying? My father's group, they had their own radio show in Dallas and they promoted their own live shows. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they was able to have a stronghold on the game. They sold like 20,000 vinyl out the trunk in like 86. That time my father lived my whole life on the road. Like my daddy signed in 89. He died in Louisiana after a show in 2001. You know what I'm saying? He lived my whole life on the road, you feel me? But like when he was in town, I spent a lot of time in studios around music. You know what I'm saying? My whole life. He taught me things about rhyme. Like one thing that I always stuck out was to never write a rhyme that you couldn't perform live. Right. Without a hype man, without a lyrics. You know what I'm saying? I was taught that at a very young age. You feel me? So yeah, I got access to a lot of jewels and knowledge from in the studio to on the stage to marketing your music to selling physical copies. It happened on December 23rd. I called him on December 21st because that's his birthday, right? And so when we go to get off the phone, he had been pressuring my mama. Him and my mama had beef with me rapping. He used to throw my rap books away. You know what I'm saying? When I was young. Damn. But look though, this is how everything worked. Because of that, I stopped writing raps. Everything in my head. Ooh. You know what I'm saying?
You can't take it away. Man,
yeah, I had to learn that because she had a real problem with it. So she found that one time she threw away was like a full spiral, full composition notebook. And I cried so many tears, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's the ugly cry with the boogers. Everything.
Oh, you know it. You know it. Vein popping out your forehead. Right, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you can't do nothing but be hurt, man. You can't
hurt.
Be hurt.
Oh, yeah, so never again. No, I appreciate her for that now, though. You know what I'm saying? And she used to talk to me crazy when I came home from the studio and stuff, like and telling me I'm wasting my time and all that. You know what I'm saying? Woo. But I understand it now. It's all good. So when I get off the phone with him, he like, hey, I know how much you love football, but if you can really rhyme, I need you to rhyme. That's literally the last thing my father ever said to me. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And so I get a phone call Christmas Eve morning because he died that night of the 23rd or whatever. Right. I get the phone call Christmas Eve morning. They tell me he did or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. And really, to be real, I was writing poetry to cope with that. I'm in 7th grade. Yeah. My English teacher was reading my poems. It was telling me to turn it into music. She was like, you got something, you need to stick with this or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yes.
And so that shit progressed. I mean, that progressed into what it is today.